The road ahead, it twists and turns, and the sun beats down and it burns. But I keep on pushing through. And every step quicker than the last, my feet tread down.
Okay, I just wanted to say, Iowa, that consistency is only a virtue if you're consistently desirable. And right now, this rain is not desirable. But I don't know. I guess the land probably needs more water. I'm not sure what for. But, you know, growing up in Texas, you never curse the rain because you never know when it's going to come. Here, that seems to be something that happens almost every day. And it's raining again. Okay, I'm still at Mount Pisgah State Park. I don't even know what day it is. It's Wednesday the 5th. And there's a gentleman named Tony who's a Lutheran preacher is going to be picking me up and taking me to Des Moines today. He's a friend of a friend's, and it's amazing how people will pitch in and help you when you're in need. But I'm not in that big of a need. I think what happened was I brought these boots that aren't waterproof, and they got so wet on the inside that some of the glue holding some of the lining in kind of loosened up, and so it's shifting around as I walk. And that's what's blistering my feet so bad, is the boot lining shifting. Holy cow, I woke up this morning, it's just like a gazillion birds chirping and stuff, and the sun coming up. And there's dark clouds coming from back in the southwest, but I understand if I'd have been back in Odessa last night, they got like plowed by some big massive thunderstorm, which I didn't get that. And you know, I have seen some massive thunderstorms, but I didn't get it last night. There's a bug crawling on the lens of my camera right now. There he goes. But anyway, this place is so beautiful. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'll kind of miss it a little bit, but I am getting tired of it. I'm ready to walk. I need to be walking. I didn't come up here to sit and enjoy parks. I came up here to walk. I was reading on the plaque up there, it took the Mormons 3.5 months to get here. So they left in February, and so they were about mid-June getting here. And wow, you know, that's some bad roads. There weren't any roads. They were cutting down trees and stuff to get through to here. But I don't really have anything to say about Mount Pisgah that I haven't already said. And so I'm just checking in the morning here, and I will let y'all know when I get to REI and get new boots and get back on the trail, where I'm getting back on the trail at and stuff. I'm about a day's down on hiking, so I may, you know, the thing about it is I'm not that pressed. There's a lot of churches when I start getting close to Council Bluff. I asked somebody, I said, you know, I could go from Des Moines straight to Omaha, and they're like, you don't want to hike that interstate. And I'm like, really? And they said, no, there's no towns at all. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that, you know. And they said, have you ever listened to Bob Seger? This is what Vicky told me. He said, you know, the song Turn the Page, and the lyrics in that song go, on a long and lonely highway east of Omaha. You know, that's what they're talking about, is that interstate. I look down the interstate, and there are no town names for all the way almost to Des Moines. And so, wow, I have really thought about the words in that song, but that's what they stand for. So anyhow, I'm turning this off. That's the sound of frogs hanging out in that murk. I'm at Mormon Pioneer Park, Trail Park. And I'm not sure where I'm at town-wise. I think they call this Bridgewater, but it's close to Bridgewater. And anyway, I've been walking around trying to find, there's some place here where supposedly there's original ruts from the actual pioneers coming through here and leaving ruts. It's a beautiful little park. You know, I will say this about Iowa. One of the things that comes with raining all the time is you get verdant, green, lush country. And it's pretty nice. There's a big lake down here. There's a lot more traffic here than at some of the other places I've stayed. I can tell you, I was noticing that, you know, a lot of these Iowa campgrounds really have almost nobody staying at most of them. And so it's really pretty. Yeah, I'm going to walk down here and walk out to the lake. So let's talk about how I got here. Today was an odd day. This has been an odd week, and this is not what I wanted or expected. But, so, I made it to Mount Pisgah under my own steam. And got there, and you know, my feet were just trashed. I couldn't walk. And I got to looking inside my right boot, and the glue evidently that holds the stuffing in, you know, the padding, was kind of letting loose. And that probably comes from the fact were not waterproof boots. And great desert boots, they just suck at this kind of swamp stuff. So anyway, Vicky K, a Facebook friend of mine, got hold of a friend of hers who got hold of another friend who got hold of a friend who got hold of this angel called Tony. And Tony is a apostolic preacher, I think, which comes out of basically, they're kind of like Presbyterians maybe. But anyway, Tony was having to go down to Creston, and so he picked me up, and he lives in Knoxville, and he hauled me all the way back to Des Moines. I went into REI, and I got some new kicks. And so I'm going to beam down on these. So anyway, those are Las Sportivas. Put them on, and they are so comfortable. Oh my gosh, they're so comfortable. And this is what I get for making videos about which shoes I'm going to take. You know, I'm like, I'm going to take these blah blah shoes. And then at the last minute, I second guessed myself and I took something else. And so here I am buying a not inconsiderably priced shoe from REI, and kind of the spur of the moment, but they're good shoes. I think these are going to work. They're Gore-Tex and everything. They should hold up to the constant soaking by the rain. And anyway, I just walked across the road here. I'm just kind of walking around. Supposedly somewhere there's original ruts, and I would like to see those original ruts. These are ruts that are left over from when the pioneers actually drove their wagons through here. I got to Greensville with Tony, and then I started walking, and it was about 13 miles to get to this park from Greensville. And I was hiking down the road, and a couple of ladies stopped and asked me if I was going toward some town that starts with an F. And I said, sure, actually. And
they said, put your backpack in the back of the Jeep. And so I threw my backpack in the back of their Jeep, and off we went. And actually ended up taking me as far as this park and stuff. And so it's, it's beautiful. I'm going to pan around here. But I'm here. I have new boots. It's time for me to start walking.